on an all-new Griswold vacation.
Can you believe they used to test H-bombs on this piece of property?
Don't you worry about radiation.
Hose down now, kids. Chicken's almost ready.
When the torch is passed to a new generation.
10 years tap dancing lessons, and this is how you repay me?
Somebody's gonna get burned. Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, Randy Quaid, Vegas Vacation. Rated PG. Starts Friday, February 14th at a theater near you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Chasing Chevy Chase podcast. I am one of your hosts from the Culture Cast, Chris Dashiu, and I'm joined by my two good friends all the way from the West Coast, which Las Vegas is in between here and there, your friend and mine, Mark Begley of Cambridge and Washawn and Wake Up Heavy.
Part 6 coming out.
And all the way from the projection booth, he's the dealer who asks you, what number am I thinking of? The projection booth's own Mike White.
Why don't you give me half your money you're going to bet? Then we'll go out back. I'll kick you in the nuts and we'll call it a day.
My God.
I love Wallace Shawn.
He's so good.
On this show, we talk about the works of Chevy Chase, if that wasn't obvious by the title. Apparently, the title of the show is too long or too short, or who knows at this point? Who cares, really? This show has become the comedy equivalent of hell. On this show, we talk about Chevy Chase and the roles and works of our dear friend, Mr. Chase, and we're here at the end, more or less. We have one more episode past this one, but this is really the final Chevy Chase vehicle. This is the final Vegas. Well, there's only one Vegas vacation, but this is the final vacation film as well. We've talked about all three other ones up until this point, and technically the one that comes after this one with Vacation, but this is the final kind of, I guess, proper Vegas or a vacation film. And we're going to talk about that. We'll probably talk a little bit about the show as a whole and maybe some of our thoughts. But I am very curious because I was the only one, I believe, who had seen this movie going into this episode. And I've seen this movie a lot, like a lot. And I'm very curious because I don't think anyone in this podcast was expecting this movie to be good, but I'm very curious, starting with Mike, what did you think of Vegas Vacation?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be good. And do you think this is good?
I don't.
Who are you talking to? What are you looking at?
Yeah. Who are you
Chris is like, nobody expected this to be good. And I'm like, yeah, no, I didn't.
And it's not good, right?
Well,
see,
here's the thing.
I don't know.
Here's the thing.
That's what I said. Like, I don't know where anyone's going to come in at this movie because there's parts of this movie that are good and there's parts of this movie that are really bad. Like, insanely bad.
Yeah.
Like,
This movie is so uneven, but when it's funny, it's hilarious. I found myself just cracking up at so much stuff, but none of the stuff I was laughing at really had anything to do with Chevy Chase, other than Wallace Shawn just mercilessly roasting him. And I'm glad that Chevy Chase never gets any sort of like revenge on Wallace Shawn. Like, Wallace Shawn is the hero of this movie. And all the stuff with the kids and Beverly D'Angelo, and especially fucking Wayne Newton, it is amazing. But Chevy Chase is the worst part of this movie.
Well, I mean, that's what we've been saying for at least 10 episodes now, right?
Yeah, for almost a decade at this point.
He is the lowest common denominator of a lot of these movies. And
by a substantial margin, Mark, that's the problem. It's not like Chevy Chase is the worst part of an already kind of mediocre movie. It's like, Chevy Chase is the worst part of a movie that him being this bad actively hurts effectively the rest of the movie. Like, Cops and Robertson's actually probably somewhat of a decent movie without Chevy Chase. This movie would have been a better movie if they had just been like, well, Clark got killed off screen. Clark died off screen. Clark died in between now and then. Like,
and don't even give us like a claymation version of his death and then like somebody else walking around with half a body for the rest of the movie. I'm talking about Beetlejuice, of course. Don't even do that. Just, Clark died. Yeah. He had a fatal accident. His food preservatives caused him to get cancer, and he died a slow, painful death over the last few years. And now he's dead. We start with Clark Griswold's funeral, and let's go celebrate and have a proper vacation and go to Vegas.
Can I say, for me, Clark Griswold in this movie, this is, and you guys are going to laugh, this is, for me, the worst Chevy Chase role of this entire show. He is such a fucking asshole in this movie in a way that, like, his character of Clark Griswold in this movie is a degenerate gambling fucking asshole who loses $50,000 essentially. I went and looked. It's essentially doubled. Anytime they mention money in this movie, double it, and that's how much it's worth now. He lost about $50,000 in less than a week in Las Vegas. As a guy who, and here's the thing I don't understand, just the logic and the math here. Are they destitute now that he lost all this money?
Well, don't they kind of get it back towards the end? I mean, they've got the 4 cars.
They do. But my question is, like, before the Deus Ex Sid Caesar of the whole fucking film, before that happens, are they now financially destitute because he gambled away all their money?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What the fuck is he getting paid? Funds. What is he getting paid at his job then? Is he not like an upper up at his job to some extent? Like, I don't understand.
This is when people had savings accounts, Chris. Yeah. Remember those days?
No, I understand the concepts here. It's just, what's hard for me to understand is, like, they went to Vegas, and at this point in our history with Vegas, like, there wasn't a lot of gambling in the Midwest of our country, so you did have to go to these places to gamble. They were able to travel to Vegas, and this is what is financially destitute to them. That's my problem. It's like the math in the movie doesn't make sense. Other than that, like, this movie has problems, but I was trying to understand the math last night. I was like, wait a second, they're broke.
I just took it as he blew their savings, not like they're now homeless and
yeah, because he didn't like leverage the house or anything, take out a loan on the house, a second mortgage or something. That would have been actually funnier if he had really gone for it. But
that's kind of what I'm getting at. It's like, it doesn't go far enough, and in not going far enough, it doesn't make any sense. Like, they're making such a big deal out of it, and it's not really that big of a deal. Honestly, this is just, you guys are going to laugh. This is a movie about middle-class boomer shitheads who lose a little bit of money in Vegas and think it's the end of the world. And that is a really bad taste in my mouth in 2025 is kind of what I'm getting at. And Chevy Chase's character is the worst example of that. He is such an asshole in this movie, and he's an unlikable character. What's hilarious is by the end of the movie, I'm like, Cousin Eddie is my favorite character in the series, and Cousin Eddie is so likable and kind of like sympathetic in this movie, and he's putting up with Clark's shit the entire film. And you're just like, why hasn't Cousin Eddie just decked this motherfucker? Like, for real.
For me, Cousin Eddie was the second worst part of this film. He didn't need to be here at all.
No, he sure didn't. No, I'll agree with you on that.
I mean,
there was
him
a lot
coming in,
of Eddie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Him coming in and being a cooler as Clark is almost winning as he's finally pushes with the dealer, that kind of stuff. But yeah, the rest of it, I'm like, this sucks. This sucks because when Cousin Eddie's around, Clark is around. And like I said, Clark's the worst part of this thing. And I'm so surprised that when they show up in Vegas, and there's a limo driver waiting for them, and they end up showing up at the Mirage, I think they stay at, or I don't remember where they're at.
Because Vegas is a Mirage.
Right. But they end up staying there, and I'm like, this is a really nice room. Yeah, they don't have enough rooms for the kids. They should have given them each their own room. But I was like so surprised because it seems like Clark is so clueless that he wouldn't know how to rent a limo, get a limo driver out there, get a nice room. It just feels like he would have been like, no, we're going to stay off the strip and save some money. But I guess this whole thing is that his train has finally come in, that he can finally have this bonus money and be able to give his family a nice vacation, which is, that's very surprising.
Well, they seem surprised, though, that the limo is there to pick them up. So I kind of got confused at that point. I'm like, I started thinking it was one of the trips that they won, in the past. And I'm like, wait a minute. No. This was all their idea. But
yeah, that's true. And I kept thinking that there was another family named Griswold and they were going to get no, it's actually Dr. Griswold or something.
Right, and they go to the wrong hotel, maybe, or they do this or they do that. But I was actually surprised. For one thing, I thought this was a direct to video, just cheap out. We still have the rights to this property. Let's throw another one together. And I was really surprised at how much location shooting there was. They were
Same.
actually in casinos, that they were actually on the strip, that they were actually at the old neon graveyard thing for Audrey's dance scene. I was like, oh,
I was surprised she didn't fall off that thing that she was on. I mean, her cousin even says like, oh, she's going to fall and break her neck. And no, she doesn't.
Yeah. No, I was, okay. So like Mike, I had not seen this one either. And because of those reasons, I don't even know when I became aware that there was a fourth vacation movie, but I was just like, nah, I'm good with the three that I've seen. And so I kind of go into these now really, I feel it. I'm like negative. I'm just filled with anxiety. Like, I got to sit through another hour and a half of bullshit Chevy Chase nonsense for this fucking show we decided to do. And then after a while, I start loosening up and I'm like, okay, this is not that bad. And what I enjoyed about this one was that we actually get stories of the other characters. We branch off and I'm like, thank God we have this at least. And then anytime they go back to Chevy Chase, it's like, okay, here we go again. But I don't think they do it a little bit in European Vacation. Rusty sort of has a little side quest and Audrey's just, whatever, worried about being
miserable
and her boyfriend.
She's Juliette Lewis. Yeah. That's what she is. That's about it.
The kids don't do anything in Christmas Vacation. They don't really do anything in the first movie.
They do a lot in European Vacation.
Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah, that's what he was saying when you said Juliette Lewis. I was like, that wasn't Juliette Lewis in European Vacation.
That's right.
Yeah,
Beverly D'Angelo's never had a B story.
No,
she's always just like the put upon wife.
Well, I guess the thing in European Vacation with the nude tape is kind of as close as we ever get.
Yeah, but she doesn't go. I mean, she's separated from him in this movie. Like physically, they're not together. She is.
But in European Vacation, she's ransomed at the end of the movie. That's what I'm saying. It's like that's the closest we get. Like
right,
this is not again like Chevy Chase shouldn't have even been in this movie. Like
that's not her with agency though. I mean, she's actually actively pursuing Wayne Newton of all people. Does
she have agency in this movie though? By the end of it, she's like, I want to go back to Chevy Chase.
Well,
I want to go back to Clark Griswold.
Wayne Newton's a creep too, so
Wayne Newton is so good though.
I'm not saying pick either of them. I'm saying shit, if anything, go pick Larry, the guy who's dancing on stage with Siegfried and Roy. I'm not advocating for Clark or Wayne Newton, frankly.
It looked like a real Siegfried and Roy show too. I was super impressed by that.
Yeah, they got permission to shoot a lot of stuff there, man. That was great.
I was gonna say, like, for me, this film at the end of the day, like, yeah, there's a lot of problems with it, but I think for me, one of the biggest successes of this movie is this kind of like a time capsule of a very weird time in Las Vegas's history. And I say that because, and you guys remember this as well as I do, and I was actually went to Vegas as part of this like weird initiative. There was this initiative in the late 90s, early 2000s of like, Vegas is a place for families. Vegas is a travel destination for you and your family. And you'll notice in this movie, like anytime there are shots of like other audiences other than the Griswolds, it's always families. It's never just like and that was a whole initiative in the late 90s, early 2000s for Vegas to kind of get more people there that weren't just degenerate gamblers to come with their families.
Yeah, I think they pushed that, like the Vegas Travel Bureau or Film whatever bureau was like, hey,
come make your movie,
promote this. That's why they're like able to shoot everywhere,
right?
And it's like,
and it's
this
weird.
is a commercial for Las Vegas.
It is like, and that's the big like takeaway for me with this movie is it's a time capsule, a very specific time in Las Vegas's history that I don't think has aged well because I don't understand and have never understood the concept of like, this is a place for families. Like, no, it's really fucking not. Like,
well, yeah, I love how they react where they're like, Vegas, what? Like, normally I'd be like, oh, cool, Vegas, that sounds great. But I mean, that was before my last trip out there last year where I was just like, this place is a fucking hellhole now. Like, it was so fucking expensive. Like, the pandemic just ruined Las Vegas. All those things. And I know they make a joke of it here where Eddie takes him to that horrible buffet, but like the buffets in Vegas were a thing, and the buffet you could get Like there's always these specials where it's like, oh, come on in and get a steak for $2.99 and you'll get $100 worth of chips and you can play and all this kind of stuff. It's like, okay, great. Vegas was there to get you to play games and to have a good time. There was one trip that we took to Vegas. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. There was one trip we took to Vegas where we just did shit at every single hotel. Like we took a fucking gondola ride. We went to the top of the Eiffel Tower. We saw all the glass. We saw the Bellagio. We did. They had Mandalay Bay had an aquarium. They had a zoo at the Mirage.
Well, Mirage had the
pirate show.
The pirate show. Treasure.
The Mirage also has the volcano out front.
Yes, we hit every fucking thing as we run along there, and it was like, okay, so like there's all of this stuff to do, and I was very happy with that. Last time I went there, it was just like, there's nothing fucking do around here anymore other than, I don't know what, spend way too much money on food and gambling. And I'm like, no comps anymore, no cocktail waitresses coming around saying, what can I get you as soon as you sit down at the table? Now it's like, well, if you hit a certain amount and you got the card and your card starts registering that you're gambling enough, then you might get a cocktail waitress to come by. And that's it. I'm like, this sucks, man. This is terrible.
It's actually worse than that. When I was in Vegas a month ago, there was we were standing at a craps machine, like one of the bubble craps machine playing, and I wanted to drink, and I was with my folks for a podcast thing, and my mom and dad each wanted a bottle of water, but they wouldn't bring us 3 drinks because they can only bring you 2 drinks per machine because that's the amount of people. And I'm just like, the fucking bottle of water.
Right. And it was probably what, $10?
Well, no, it's free. Like,
wow.
The drinks are free if you're sitting gambling. Like,
at least you got some free drinks. Jesus.
I mean, the mixed drinks, I'm not sure have alcohol in them anymore, but you can get a seltzer, which has 7% alcohol. So that's guaranteed they can't water that down. So
I bought a smoothie with alcohol in it. It was about maybe 8 to 10 ounces, $22.
I believe it. That sounds about right.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy.
Yeah. And that's the thing that kind of like, for me about this movie is really weird, is looking at Vegas of 1996, 1997. It does feel so like pastoral and cliched now, because like Vegas is such just like a money-making operation. And I'm not saying it wasn't then, but this just feels like they were really selling that this is a travel destination for families. It's like, no, this is a money-making operation to take as much from you as humanly possible. The bilk is on at all times, like constant. And it's weird to me that the movie kind of makes light of that. And not in a fun way. Like the Chevy Chase of it all, like with him being a degenerate gambler. By the end of it, I'm just like, what is this dude's problem? He's like, if I could just get the money back. And it's like, oh my God. Like this is.
Can I just say though that I'm glad that's his problem in this? Like he's really an idiot. Like I like that that's his thing and not, chasing skirt or whatever. I like that he gets totally sucked into this.
Unbelievable at this point.
And
Christy Brinkley's like, no thanks.
Actually fucks up, he really fucks up in this. That to me is more genuine than any of the like, whoops, I took down a Christmas tree that's way too big for my house. Like, oh, whoopsies. Like, yeah, he's really fucking up here. I appreciated that.
Remember
and I gotta say,
the 80s were very low stress
low
and
stakes.
tension. low stakes.
I gotta say though, I think my favorite part, and Mike already alluded to it, is Eddie's casino. That I absolutely loved that scene. Like that, pick a number, coin toss.
That was great.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, which hand is it?
For the record, none of these games would really exist because the odds for the player are way too high. The player's edge is 50%. Like,
right.
Literally, like rock, paper, scissors, fucking 30%
not guess the number though. I mean, I mean, unless the guy had to write it down.
But coin, coin. I love guess the number because it's like that's the most unfair one. But coin flip, no casino would ever have a coin flip game. The odds are like people would be walking out of there with just like stacks of money. Like, good.
But
Lord.
that was so great though. I was like, this is the kind of casino I would go to actually.
Yeah, it was so good. And just so degenerate and just so run down and everything. I'm like, yeah, this is old Vegas. This is great. Yeah, and it was just weird that Eddie has to show up at all in this, that he just now happens to be living outside of Vegas, I guess.
Well,
this is introduction. I'm like, how the fuck did he find him?
Right. But like Eddie was never this, I mean, maybe in the last one, but it just feels like he's getting more and more redneck each time. And I really don't care for it. I just think that he's very low class, but I think the very first time we see Eddie was much better than this Eddie of today. I don't know.
There's no nuance with this character. I mean, he's cooking chicken on rocks at one point, which is like ghoulishly cartoonish. It's cartoony. Like it's gone over parody and kind of like satire into cartoony. Like
it's very cartoony.
And so much
super cartoony.
So much of this movie is cartoony. Like there's a moment where Chevy Chase is vertically climbing up the Hoover Dam, which is just fucking insane. It's like Looney Tunes.
The soundtrack is enforcing that. The soundtrack is all like, I'm surprised there weren't like cartoon sound effects during some of that. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Fuck it. Who cares?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Once we get to like past that and we have the kids starting to go off on their own and stuff, then I'm like, okay, like this is going to be the strangest sentence I've said in a long time. Ethan Embry is kind of the best part of this movie, which is really strange.
He's so good though. In like most things he's in. He is fuck here.
He's so good. And I love this thing with these old guys. And one of them, I think, is Fred Weintraub, the producer, right? And just like, we're going to teach you how to dress. And just these like, they almost seem like maid guys, Yeah. Oh, Mr.
Jilly from Philly. I'm Jilly from Philly.
And then at the end where it's like, your usual table, Mr. Papa Giorgio.
I was expecting him to get deep into the mob. Like, that was going to be his, like, oopsies. Right. Hey, we got this thing we need you to do, Papa Giorgio.
Because she doesn't get into the exotic dancing nearly as much as I wanted her to. I was like, she has that scene with the dress. And I was like, well, the dress is nice, actually. It's not hoochie at all, at least in my opinion. I was like, oh no, she should totally start to embrace her inner hoochie and be much more like her cousin. And I like that little thing of like Club Areola that you see at the beginning. And when they talk about her, like, oh, her picture's up all over Vegas. I was like, oh, well, that's kind of funny. Ha ha. And then it doesn't go as far as it should, but I really was hoping that it would go very, very far.
He kisses his daughter on the fucking mouth, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, that's a callback to the first movie.
Daddy says, yeah, I do it better.
Well, I know. I'm just pointing that out in case anybody else missed it, that the movie at least understands its own continuity somewhat. I will say
with their family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's always been the thing with the Griswolds, right? Like that's the joke at this point.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, they pointed out
Audrey in this movie. Yeah.
I hardly recognize them anymore.
That was nice. I
really wish though, and this is, this was her first acting role, Marisol Nichols. She is the weakest of the three. Yeah. And
no, Clark's the weakest of the three.
Well, I'm saying, no. He's the weakest.
He's the weakest of the four.
He's the weakest of the four. Yeah. I will say the one of the bigger missed opportunities in terms of casting in doing research for the film, Brittany Murphy was originally cast, which would have been the energy she would have brought would have been so much more, I think, interesting. I mean, the character as written with Marisol Nichols would not have worked. It would have had to have been a little bit more like manic weirdo energy, but I think it would have worked. Like I actually, like in terms of like looking back on it, like, I think this movie would have had probably a little bit more longevity if Brittany Murphy had been it. Like,
she's got a little bite to her and she can play comedy so well. Yeah. And then also she would have, I think, brought a little bit more interiority to the character because as it is, I don't know what motivates Audrey. Like we had those horrible things like in European Vacation. I don't want to leave my boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. Like, but she's got nothing. And she
was fat. Remember? She was fat.
Oh, yeah.
European Vacation.
Oh, yeah. She's having those dreams of eating.
Dreams.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
The best part of that, man. So good.
But yeah, with this one, I'm like, what's her thing? Like with Rusty, he's like, what? I can't be over 21. And just like, every time he gambles, he wins. And I was like, oh, this is pretty funny. I really like this.
And he likes ass. That's the other thing. He's just like ass obsessed.
Audrey's always the kind of weakest written character in the movies, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Like, then, some old dude doesn't know what to do with a teenage girl, right?
Right.
Like, I don't know how to write for a teenage girl.
Mostly written by Elisa Bell, so she should know.
Well, what the fuck, lady?
Yeah, because it was Elisa Bell and Bob Dusquet, and Bob Dusquet only has one writing credit, and that's this movie. He's mostly known for editing and for producing.
And I wonder who was the one to blame for the Clark Griswold of it all. And I'm not saying Chevy Chase because I don't like is Chevy Chase bad in this movie? I don't like Clark Griswold in this movie. I think that's intentional, but I don't think I think Chevy Chase is actually playing it correctly. I just don't like Clark Griswold. I don't think Chevy Chase is not playing this correctly. I think he's playing it no differently than he's played Clark Griswold up to this point. Again, maybe with a little bit more of I am letting myself go because I am blinded by the almighty dollar, as Audrey says in the film. That's his kind of character flaw here. But I don't think Chevy Chase is particularly bad in this movie, really. The script is maybe the worst part of the movie. The script doesn't serve anybody.
It's not. Yeah, it's not one of his lazy performances like we've had with.
No,
I mean,
Clark Griswold never has been though. He's never phoned it in for Clark Griswold or for Fletch either. Those were kind of the two roles he never really phoned it in for in terms of things he repeated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And there are moments in here. We talked last month about Man in the House and the whole thing in the kitchen. With this one, when he's got the bubble gum and he's trying to fill those holes in the underground of Hoover Dam, that was such a Chevy Chase moment, and that did remind me of a good Clark Griswold scene. But yeah, I guess you're right. I guess he is giving a performance here, and it is just the writing is the worst part. That they're writing Clark Griswold like he should be written, but he's just such a dislikable character.
It's hard to feel bad for a guy who loses all of his money gambling it away.
Well, in that scene when they're at breakfast or whatever, and he has to run to a machine or to a craps table and bet and then come back. He's totally addicted. I mean, that was nice. I kind of liked showing just how awful he is right now. And every scene with him and Wallace Shawn, I just love Wallace Shawn just sticking it to him every fucking time. And just those looks that he is, his mouth will turn twisted and stuff what do you know? 21. It's I love it. So nice.
Oh, we love Wallace Shawn in this house. That's all I have to say.
Same here. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite lines in the entire movie. What can I do with $5? I'm going to go buy a bullet and rent a gun.
Rent a gun. Yes.
Which, by the way, my other favorite thing about this movie is, can you imagine if a blackjack dealer in Vegas were that goddamn antagonistic? My God. He's just reveling in the fact that this man is losing his life savings. Mm-hmm. And it's just oh my God, that's the National Lampoons of it all. I feel that in the subversive comedy of a blackjack dealer with a bone to pick who's also from Ohio, which maybe is the reason he has a bone to pick with Clark Griswold. It's never made clear what the deal is, but it does say on his tag he's from Ohio, so maybe it's just fuck you, I'm from the Midwest also.
Do they wear tags that
they used to? I don't know if they still do, but they definitely had this is my hometown. It was this weird Vegas is made up of so many people from so many different backgrounds kind of thing.
Again, they were trying to kind of take away from the reality of Vegas, which I always have a problem with, because taking away from the reality of Vegas kind of, doesn't help people that have a problem with what Vegas stands for and what Vegas is. So in terms of taking your, the gambling of it all. So I don't know, there are people like Clark Griswold. I guess the other thing I probably would have appreciated is obviously we never really see this in any of the other movies because there's no opportunity to gamble, but this does kind of come out of left field. For Clark Griswold to be this degenerate gambler all of a sudden.
Yeah, well, I think that's the joke. I mean,
Vegas made a monster of him, right?
Right. He's telling Rusty early on, the dangers of this city and whatnot, and he falls victim to it really fast.
That's
the part I liked.
Yeah. Now, Chris, did you see, you were doing a series recently around Albert Brooks films. Did you watch Lost in America?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Because that kind of reminds me of Lost in America, because it's Julie Haggerty and Albert Brooks, and they buy an RV and they're traveling across the country. And one of their first stops is in Vegas. and she becomes an immediate gambler and loses everything. And they always talk about how they have a nest egg, and they're just like, and the nest egg, and she's just like, yeah, it's gone. And then Albert Brooks has this hilarious scene where he goes in and tries to like reason with the casino owner and just like, yeah, well, this was a mistake. It happened. He's like, oh yeah, everything's great. Yeah, it's a really good scene. So it reminded me of this with the whole nest egg thing. I thought that was nice. And yeah, so this whole idea of like this immediate degenerate gambler thing, I was like, okay, yeah, I think they handled a little bit better in Lost in America, but I did like that he is just so weak-willed that he falls to this, but at the same time you are screaming at him throughout the entire film. At least in my head, I'm just yelling.
Oh yeah.
Well, and for me, I guess the other thing maybe, and this is probably what the issue is, like, oh, they went to Vegas and he becomes a degenerate gambler. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What a creative storyline we've established with Las Vegas and Clark Griswold. Like, everyone else has something kind of interesting and weird that they're doing. Like, Ethan Embry and Toby Huss, that whole thing, like, or Marisol Nichols, and then, with her cousin, or then Beverly D'Angelo with Wayne Newton, which we will talk about at some point.
Yes,
please. Not talk about fucking Wayne Newton. But then we have Clark Griswold.
I don't get the appeal. I'm just going to say that right now.
Of what?
Wayne Newton?
Yeah, I don't get the appeal.
With that shirt all the way down and just like
you mean like the appeal of women finding him attractive?
He's a weird looking motherfucker.
He's a weird looking guy.
Yes. Always has been.
He's very fake looking.
And he's got that voice, that weird voice, the thing that's like a little higher pitch than it should be. Yeah.
I don't get it. Anyway, I didn't mean to.
No. That's valid. But I think back to the Clark Griswold of it all, like, just it doesn't feel like much of a creative. Like the parts with Wallace Shawn are great because, again, like, it's subversive to have a blackjack dealer antagonizing the player, but like Clark Griswold being a gambler, like, wow, like what kind of lazy, I guess. Like, I don't know, but this is not a lazy, in a lot of ways. Like, think about this franchise. This franchise kind of does some funny, interesting, weird stuff. Like, it's not known for being so kind of on the nose. I mean, even in this own movie, like, why is Wayne Newton in this fucking movie? Like, this is such, I mean, like, again, like, I know he's Mr. Las Vegas and I know all that, but like, to have Wayne Newton and paint him as like a creepazoid and him willingly like being part of this is
I love it.
I love it. It's fucking weird though. And like, that's what I'm saying. National Lampoons, I think, is more subversive than just Clark Griswold's a gambler. Like, it should have been, they could have gone down so many other avenues with what he was getting himself into, and to just have him be tied to a fucking blackjack table most of the movie, honestly, kind of robs us of what could have been Chevy Chase's last really good Clark Griswold performance. Because again, he's not the problem in this movie. This movie's problem is the script. Really, a tonally inconsistent script. And that, again, like, there's fun stuff, and then we have to come back to Clark Griswold gambling. Like, great. Yeah. As interesting as that ever is, like, I think gambling's only been really interesting one time with Daniel Craig and Mads Mikkelsen in Casino Royale. Like, that's high stakes, exciting. Like, this is just like, okay, we get it. But they go back to it so many times. Like, really.
Yeah. Well, Here's my solution to that. Clark gets in deep with the mob, and Rusty has to bail him out.
There you go.
His connections.
Right. Like, push it. Like, fucking just don't have him gamble. Like, we even saw Clark. We even saw a Chevy Chase performance in Dirty Work where he's in with the mob and gambling. We've already kind of seen that, and they did it more interesting where he keeps showing up and each of his legs or arms are more broken. Like, he just even do something like that. Don't just like, oh, he just lost all the money and then they're going to get it back at the end.
Well, it's, I mean, since Christmas Vacation, they're now family films. So, that may be a little too dark, film? But, after the Eddie casino, they could have gone to a, old timey mob casino, and he could have gotten in really deep there. And then Papa Giorgio's got to come in and save him and say, oh, no, this guy's okay.
You're going to make a fucking Vegas movie in the 90s, post casino and Goodfellas, and not have the mob in this movie? Isn't that fucking weird in and of itself?
That may have been a note from the Vegas travel board.
True.
No mafia connections.
I'm wondering how much of this movie is that, really, in a way. Like, it's that whole, don't make a movie about the U.S. military, and if you say anything bad about them, they can't be, consultants anymore. This is that same thing of like, don't make it apparent that Vegas is a place that takes people's livelihoods, flushes it down the fucking toilet. It's got to be appealing. But like, you can, the gambling's still there, but you still got to make it appealing. Like, give us exterior establishing shots of like wild things going on, like the dolphins or the volcano or sexy, good-looking people. Like, don't cast an eye towards the mafia of it all, which would have been the obvious, easy direction to go. Like, really would have, especially post Goodfellas and Casino.
I'm sure they had to avoid it.
Yeah, and to your point, Mark,
I feel like those guys. Those guys that are hanging out with Mr. Papagiorgio, they definitely seem like mobsters, even though they're just kind of hanging out at the table. And I'm like, real mobsters don't gamble. They're not there to gamble. They're there to take the money. So yeah, I kind of would have liked a little bit more of those guys, but they were just so fun. That was so rich.
They're definitely mob coded,
Yeah. Those guys all getting their massages and stuff. And I was just like, this is so good. I love this. All those scenes are just so good, man.
I like that stuff.
It's it's a weird, like, towing the line, missed opportunity, coding characters one way, but like, again, pretending like anyone who sees this movie isn't living in a world where Goodfellas and Casino were some of the biggest fucking things that came out not 5 years early. Like, that's, I think ultimately you kind of hit the nail really on the head, Mark, which is post Christmas Vacation. This is a franchise that feels markedly different, and we don't get any other movies in this franchise past this movie. So who knows what it would have felt like further down the road of like, we're gonna, IP the shit out of Christmas Vacation, and it'll be at every, now that it's Christmas time, we're gonna see Christmas Vacation stuff everywhere. I was at GNC yesterday, and they sell a pre-workout supplement that's Christmas Vacation branded.
Really?
Yeah, and the advertisement in the window said "Shakers full." Get it? Like, play on shitters first. And
Jesus.
And the pre-workout is lime sherbet flavored, and on the container it looks like the lime jello from fucking Christmas Vacation. Yeah,
it's bizarre.
I meant to take a picture to send it to you guys, but I figured I would get a chance to talk about, like, Christmas Vacation has transcended a film, and it is now just like a money-making operation, like Star Wars before it. Like, it's fucking insane because it's a family movie.
Get that though? How many fucking people would get that?
Yeah.
I almost bought it yesterday just so I could show it to you guys on camera.
Like, the casual, even someone who has seen the movie more than once, like, would that really resonate? Like, shitter's full. I get it. I don't know.
Enough for them to go and make it. I mean, Christmas Vacation, I think Christmas Vacation is Chevy Chase's lasting legacy. Like, you guys in the next month and a half are going to kick yourselves every time you go out and see it, but you'll go out and see something with Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase's fucking face emblazoned on it, and we'll go, that's the thing, everybody knows him. Like, that's it. Like, and that, you know what? Yeah, I was about to say there's a worse thing. It's called not being remembered at all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's living comfortably off of those Christmas Vacation royalties and the likeness rights. I guarantee it.
Good.
Because
for him.
Yeah, for real.
Money. Like, get paid, son.
Yeah, exactly. You make that bag. Yeah. Make that bag, baby.
He's on some kind of tour right now. Actually, I saw it on Instagram, and it's all Christmas themed. And it's like Chevy Chase appearing at all these places from between now and December. I'm like, okay, go for
Probably charging $100 per picture.
Probably.
Whatever. Get that fucking cash, man. Yeah. I don't know. I don't care.
No, I mean, if people want to give him fucking money to take a picture with him because they liked him as Clark Griswold in Christmas Vacation, cool. Like, you know what? Like, we have friends that are doing that same racket in a way, and awesome. Fuck it. Like, if you can get paid, get fucking paid. If someone wants to pay you $100 to take the picture with you, I wish I could get $100 to have somebody take a picture with me. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And he don't even look like he used to. Like, he just looks like an old man now. Chevy Chase is old man. He's gone past the overweight, bloated Chevy Chase, and he's back to just like old man Chevy now.
Yeah.
But he somehow looks more correctly aged than Wayne Newton does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was going to try and bring it back to that.
Well, I did for you, Mark. There you go.
Well, I just wanted to say, I think this is the hottest that Beverly D'Angelo has looked in these fucking movies, man.
Good Lord. Yeah.
I was just like, wait a minute.
Well, that
Hold up.
dress that Wayne sends over to her, yeah, he's a man of good taste.
But I just heard her hair and I don't know. She was like put together in this one like never before. And I was
scene with her with the hard six where Chevy Chase is watching TV and she's like coming on to him. I'm like, dude.
We've said it before. I mean, why is his eye even wandering when this is the woman that decided he was fine enough to marry? You know, it's like, what are you thinking, bro?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. As soon as she calls him Sparky, my heart melts, you know. Wayne Newton.
He calls her Sparklet, by the way, at the end of the movie, which I don't know if you guys noticed. It was I had subtitles on, caught it for the first time. He calls her right as they're walking up after winning the money to get married. He calls her Sparklet, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cute, like that. You know, that's a nice little character moment. Honestly, like that's kind of earned.
So Wayne Newton. He is in one of my favorite movies of all time. And, of course, that is The Adventures of Ford Fairlane, where he basically is playing himself as a villain. So I think him playing himself as a real shitheel in this one as well, just this total Lothario coming on to Beverly D'Angelo. And my God, when he gives her a lock of his hair as a gift, that was so fucking amazing. That was so good. I was so
I like
happy.
that her reaction is instantly, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
This is the never meet your heroes of it all. Like,
yeah.
And I love that I love that the movie takes no time at all getting to the Wayne Newton. They're not in the casino, but 5 minutes. They haven't even made it to their room yet, and she sees Wayne Newton. Like Wayne Newton is the best part of this movie. I genuinely think. You know, he's in License to Kill. Is that right? He played the villain, one of the villains in License to Kill. That was the last time we talked about him, but I don't think anybody's talked about Wayne Newton this much in a long time.
No.
He's not relevant anymore, which is hilarious.
Old ladies probably talk about him all the time at their
He's still doing it
games.
though.
I know he's still doing it, but like my point is like what's crazy is 1997 was Wayne Newton relevant then? Like
we were at the Flamingo last year on that very expensive trip, and they have a Wayne Newton room at like a showroom kind of thing for him to do his show at the Flamingo. So it was interesting that he's at the Mirage in this one, but yeah, it was like he looks so old now. Like he finally, the age has caught up because I don't know if it was plastic surgery or what was going on, but yeah, he never looked right, and that crazy hair. And I was glad when she like touches his hair and stuff. It just looks so raw.
And of course, Cousin Eddie is a Wayne Newton.
Oh yeah, and when he pulls her up onto the stage, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot she's an actual singer, that she can really do this. And when she hits that Minnie Riperton high note, I was like, oh my God. And I love how Clark's just like, I've never heard you hit those notes before. I'm like, no, you never have. You've never made your wife scream like that before, have you? Yeah. That was nice. Those little like moments there, I was like, yep, Clark, you just can't compare to Wayne Newton.
Yeah. Well, I really liked that they flipped the switch on this and had her pursuing somebody instead of him again.
Yeah. Well, she's kind of doing it, but kind of not. It's like she's not really sure what's going on, and then
she's batting him away. Like
Well, I mean, but she's like you said, immediately sucked in when she sees him in the not the lobby, but.
Yeah,
wouldn't you be sucked
casino.
In by Wayne Newton looking like that? My God.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
So well
manicured, man. I'm telling you.
I'm with you, Mark. He is a very specific looking individual. There's never been an individual that's looked more. I mean, like
even
Wayne
when he
Newton.
was young in the '60s, when I see old clips of him, I'm like, that motherfucker is weird looking.
Oh yeah.
Weird looking.
Well, how old was he when he first got on the charts with Don Kashane? Because he was like. I think he was prepubescent. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was early 20s or late teens. I mean, he was one of those young guys.
Yeah. Isn't that what they're using in Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Is the Wayne Newton version, the high-pitched, Frankie Valli-esque version.
Right, yeah. Because I don't even know he went through puberty at that point.
It's not so much like falsetto, it's just this sounds like a woman singing. And there are a few other examples of that through the years in pop music. But like when I hear that song, I always have to remind myself, oh no, this is Wayne Newton, not a woman.
Right. Yeah.
That's the timbre of his voice, that's his range.
So Danke Schoen came out in 1963. Oh wow. So he was born in 1942. So he was 21 when that came out. I thought he was like 12 when that song came out. Honestly, he sounded like his balls hadn't dropped when he sang that. Wow. Okay. Apparently he's been happily married for a long time. So this whole thing of him being Lothario was just a big old joke and stuff. But
man, he's married since 1994. And before that, he was married for 20 years before that almost. Yeah. My God, Wayne Newton.
Long-termer, yeah.
Good for you, Wayne.
Only he's had 2 known children. So, yeah.
2 known children.
Well, which is
how many gals went back to the Midwest and, had a little surprise 9 months later.
Little Waynes, yeah.
Little Waynes. And man, if they're in the Midwest, have some kids named Wayne. Makes more sense there than in fucking Vegas.
Speaking of that, I almost kind of would have, and it doesn't make sense canonically, but I sort of would have liked the Christy Brinkley thing for it to have been a kid that like maybe could have been the same age, right? That, oh, this is my kid, for Clark. It wouldn't have made any sense. I mean, it would have been, it's too convoluted to do, but when they showed the little kid, that's where my mind immediately went like, he's going to think it's his, even though they never actually touched each other practically in that movie. But
my wife had a good comment. She goes, I said something like, as if Clark would have a chance. And she goes, well, she did marry Billy Joel. And I was like, who looks like a frog.
I think he looks like more to me like a piano man, Mike. I think the thing with Chrissy Brinkley is some interesting fan service. I like what they do in Vacation more, me personally.
Oh my God.
Where it's just so, but again, like
I was kind of hoping that would happen in this. And I was like, no, that's the reboot.
That's what I was expecting.
Remake sequel.
That's the movie that actually gets the tone of this franchise right. And this movie doesn't get the tone right. It's not mean-spirited enough. Like Christmas Vacation and European Vacation and Vacation are mean-spirited movies. The little guy couldn't keep up for more than a couple miles. That's insanely mean-spirited.
Yeah. It doesn't have that edge.
No.
Definitely that the first one has. And it goes down incrementally
at times. Like, that's fair.
Well, the whole thing with the cat and stuff getting fried, and it's a little bit, but I think they each time. I mean, this is straight up PG. I don't even know if it's PG-13.
They don't even drop a single F-bomb in this movie.
No, I don't even know if they say shit.
Yeah, it's very it's tame. It's pretty tame.
It is.
With the dancing girls and stuff, they're fully clothed.
Oh yeah. I mean, she's not even in a bikini, if memory serves.
This is the franchise where there've been tits at least 2 of the 4 movies.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
yeah.
And
come on, let your dad give you a good rim job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that might be the best Vacation movie of all. Is that fucking sequel, requel, prequel, whatever the fuck it is.
Mm-hmm. Just because of that kid.
I mean, Skylar Gazondo.
I love that guy.
What a great name. God.
Doesn't he look like a Skylar Gazondo?
He does.
100%.
Yeah, look like a Gazondo to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
whatever that is.
It's just, it doesn't. If you're going to make a movie like this and you're going to go to Vegas, which is America's playground at the time, I think that maybe even more so than the script, it is the fact of like, this is the weird time of Vegas where Vegas is trying to be appealing to families. And it should have been the Griswolds are going to Vegas. What the fuck are they doing in Vegas? Not the Griswolds are going to Vegas because it's a family place now. Like, I don't know. I think maybe the Vegas of it all is the missed opportunity here. They didn't have to go to Vegas to have her interact with Wayne Newton. You know what I mean? Like that idea of that plot could have been anywhere with anyone of note that she is feeling a compunction to pursue, and then it turns out that the person's a fucking creep. Like, could have been anywhere with anyone. Just because the trappings of Vegas, I think, are interesting. I'm kind of at a loss for the script not really taking advantage of it. Unless you just want to be like, again, this is a family place for families.
Mm-hmm.
Come here with your kids and spend your nest egg. Go to the casino with the blue and yellow chicken and beef.
Mm.
And the rolls in a fucking duffel bag.
Here's my cinema sins for this episode.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's here again.
Papa Giorgio gets caught. I mean, he gets ratted out. How does he end up keeping all those cars?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I really wish that he hadn't gotten ratted out. I do like the, oh yeah, he's back there kind of thing.
Oh, he stole my wallet.
Yeah. I kind of wish that he didn't have the whole thing with the entourage, where it's like entourages are expensive, and just had been able to keep all that money. I thought that would have been great, because I really wanted Rusty to be like the ultimate winner in this movie. And like Clark has ruined everything, and then Rusty's just like, oh, well, I got some money, and he just like pulls out this big fucking wad or something.
Yeah, that was what I was expecting. Actually, it doesn't matter that he's losing all the money, because Papa Giorgio over here is winning. I mean,
that's right.
He's Charlie Sheen in this movie. He's winning.
Exactly. He's winning all these. Yeah, exactly.
$1 and he won a car. It's like, I get it, Russ.
I kind of would have liked to have seen more of that and more of him. I mean, he's just kind of the hero of this movie for me. And yeah, it's real nice that Sid Caesar shows up, but it's just like, I didn't need all that. Who's
that for? Who the fuck is that for in 1997? Well, Sid Caesar, everybody. Like,
right.
Sure.
Look at how long this death scene goes on. But when the paramedics come in and they just have that real flat delivery of like, you would have given anything just to have people sit and talk with him. I was like,
he was the saddest man I've ever known.
Yeah, terrible delivery, but it made me laugh so hard.
I quote I won the money. My mom and I quote that to each other all the time. I don't know why, but that has made a lasting impact on my life. Sid Caesar going, I won the money. It's just like, what the fuck is this movie doing at this point? Like, we've gone around the bend like 4 fucking times at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like you already said, Chris, it's the Deus Ex Machina. I mean, and they put like such a fine point on it with the paramedics. Like,
it's like you're part of our family tonight. I was watching this movie with my girlfriend. She was like, "Are they going to win the money back?" And I was like, "Yeah," and it's going to be in a really lazy way too.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, you know what? At least they understood, though, that you can win a lot of money in Kino. At least they understood that. I'll give the movie credit because, Kino is really the only way that they could realistically win that much money back in one sitting. There's no other way. I do love that they're like picking numbers as if it matters, which, by the way, folks, it fucking doesn't. So pick any number you want. Every number has the same goddamn odd. And then I do like that because we haven't mentioned it. What is the ostensibly the reason they go to Vegas?
Because he got his bonus money because his milk? No, his cookie was
long-term
like
food preservative.
Yeah, long-term food preservation. So his cookies are like 18 years old and his milk's like 10 years old or something like that. I was like, okay, yeah. I love how disgusted they are by his own profession that they just have to. And wait a second, that whole thing was that a nod in Funny Money? That whole thing with the fake bananas?
Oh, I don't know. Well, wasn't that a play though?
Yeah, but that whole stuff about like him making the fake food. I mean, that almost feels like this food preservative thing. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't remember what his profession was, but yeah, I guess that was his profession in those earlier movies, and he didn't get that goddamn bonus from Brian Doyle Murray, but now he finally got his bonus. Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Big bonus.
The other reason was they were supposed to go to Vegas so that they could get remarried.
That's right.
Yeah.
By Larry
Hankin. Yes. Larry Hankin.
I've been to Vegas and have gotten remarried twice so far.
By Larry Hankin, both times?
Not by Larry Hankin, though. I really wish it would have been. One was...
His robe. It's, by the way, Mark, that is the best part. Him in his fucking robe.
One was young Elvis and the other one was old Elvis. So
cool.
Yeah, little chapel at 619 Las Vegas Boulevard was the first time I got married there. Yeah, and there was our cab driver was from Michigan, and I remember him talking about how he loved living in Vegas because, and I quote, "You don't have to shovel sunshine." So
you can wear shorts all year round, according to
Cousin. And then our cab driver on the way out of Vegas was the one who informed me that President Obama. This was during the 99% movement, because I remember there was a whole encampment of 99 percenters there. And this guy was telling us all the way back from the Strip to was it not Logan Airport? I can't remember what that one is out there. And he was just telling us all about how President Obama McCarran has a treaty with the Martians, and that he teleports to Mars very often. And this whole thing. And then
Did he look like Randy Quaid?
Was he Randy
probably
Quaid?
like a year later, I looked up on the internet. I said Obama Mars teleportation. It had become such a rumor that the press corps actually got addressed about it. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yes, Mike.
I was like,
Rumor.
this is the beginning of the end. So yeah, fucking A.
Thank God nothing bad ever happened, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
What a weird timeline it would be to live in that one, right?
That would be so weird. Yeah. Actually, January 3rd, 2012, White House denies CIA teleported Obama to Mars. So that must have been our trip that we took back in November 11th, 2011.
I don't know why they were denying it. We all know it's the truth.
Yeah, well, why? We're gonna not answer that question because it's idiotic.
I know. I'm surprised that they didn't just say "Yo, mama."
Is there anything more Las Vegas than Siegfried and Roy in the late 90s? We didn't talk about the Siegfried and Roy of it all. We mentioned it, but Siegfried and Roy, what like a specific Vegas thing, you know?
Yeah.
And like such an iconic Vegas thing that kind of then got what's the term? Ruined?
Yeah.
What do you call what happened with Siegfried and Roy other than like you had tigers on stage with you, and at some point something bad could happen?
Yeah. Only you
know what they say, you don't get attacked by tigers on stage if you're not on stage with tigers for a living.
That's true. Yeah. You mess with the bull, you get the horns.
That's right.
Yeah.
John Hughes taught us that, and I believe he wrote the first script for the first vacation film.
He did, yes.
And he's still getting credited for characters created by John Hughes, huh? Still.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I love the Siegfried and Roy of it all. I think that's what puts it over the top for me for like the 90s, the late 90s of it all. Is like, we're gonna show all these because every casino in the 90s had a fucking magic show, because magic shows were the family show. And when we went to Las Vegas in the late 90s, early 2000s, we went and saw a magic show as well. We went and saw Lance Burton, of all people, the guy who jumped off, the guy who evaded a roller coaster at one point.
Really?
Yeah, he was like tied to a roller coaster that was like, or the tracks of a roller coaster that was coming down the tracks, and he jumped out of the way at the last second. He was, chained, and manacles and stuff. So yeah.
Didn't the amazing Jonathan just pass away?
Was that right?
I think so.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Speaking of Vegas.
Yes, February, actually, just as in 3 years ago, February 22nd, 2022. So
just as in he's there's not much left.
Yeah. It's like him and Doug Trumbull were hanging out, and they just decided, 2022 is our year. We're done.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I just
vaccinated.
The
he must have got vaxxed.
the magicians of it all is just, again, one of those like further Vegas isms of the time. And you mentioned it before. I love that there's essentially a whole like little mini Siegfried and Roy show just kind of jammed into this movie. Because again,
did that tiger attack happen? Because I think we were in Vegas shortly thereafter.
Are you saying
did it happen just once?
Yeah, it was just the one time.
It was in the early 2000s.
October 2003.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we were there the next year for our honeymoon.
The true story of the Siegfried and Roy tiger attack.
There was still a kind of cloud over the city because of that.
Yeah, there's a great People magazine cover with Roy on it saying, "Tiger Terror. Why did this 600-pound tiger turn on Vegas star Roy Horn? The inside story of the horrific attack."
Why did the tiger attack the guy who was his essentially trainer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just think the thing with Siegfried and Roy is very sad. But Siegfried and Roy are also that weird thing of like we just live together. We're not gay. It's like,
yep.
That's that weird, just like the Vegas of it all, like the Liberace, right? Like Liberace wasn't gay. Like Liberace just Liberace on Ice and the Amazing Elvis.
How did Liberace How could Liberace be gay? All these women love him. What are you talking about?
That's right. That's
What are you
right.
talking about?
That's right. That bread pudding is extra runny tonight. That's what I'm talking about, folks. I think
Oh, that made me gag.
hell is that buffet in Vegas Vacation with the rolls and the extra runny bread pudding is something I didn't know was so off-putting. But man,
my God.
him eating that soupy ass bread pudding is just Randy Quaid is a national treasure. I know you guys didn't vibe with him in this movie, but it's such a specific performance and he nails it every time. Like his inclusion maybe isn't your cup of tea, but you have to give the guy credit that he commits to this goddamn role every time, and he really commits to it. Like,
and some of those one-liners actually really work. I mean, I was laughing despite myself. I mean, the whole thing of like, the thing about the coffee. You sprinkle it on anything. Yeah,
you made coffee. You put on ice cream, mashed potatoes, and even eat it out of the can for a quick pick-me-up. Like,
yeah. Or
this
when he's
fucking
like,
guy's insane.
or when he's like, come on, they're giving away free sandwiches at the blood bank. I'm like, this is good. Like, those lines are good. It's just like that character didn't necessarily need to be in the movie.
Oh, no.
He was there too much. That was my only complaint.
Yeah,
like,
he should have just come in.
Showing up.
Yeah, just like he was in the first Vacation. He shows up. They show up at his place. They leave. They're done.
Right.
Like, I didn't need him throughout this whole thing. He was in here more than he was in Christmas Vacation, I think.
Yeah. They show up pretty.
Yeah.
They show up pretty late in that movie. They show up pretty late.
They're pretty early on in this film when he just shows up. It's a bust. Yeah. It's like, oh my God, Jesus Christ.
The first time he's gambling, he shows up. I'm like,
yeah.
I know that. I mean, I get why he's there because I never remember her character's name. Ellen,
yep.
Ellen
calls and says that they're there, but that doesn't come out until later. So I'm like, how the fuck did he find him in a casino filled with 10,000 people?
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Well, there's only one guy that looks like Chevy Chase.
That's true.
He'll be at this table gambling with Wallace Shawn if you want to find him, Eddie.
Or
what the fuck?
Or the Snapple lady, which I was so happy to see the Snapple lady show up as that earlier blackjack dealer. Do you guys have any memory of what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
the Snapple lady? Okay,
yeah.
Thank you. I was like, yeah, she looks familiar.
I thought you were talking about Julia. I thought you were talking about.
So did I.
Julia Sweeney was great. Yeah, and I guess I was supposed to be Edie McClurg, but
of course
she was like, no, since John, what's his name? Hughes is not involved in this. I'm not going to do it because it was basically her character from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think she would have been better.
Snapple Lady's a deep cut.
Yeah. I think she would have been better as that Edie McClurg, but Julie Sweeney's kind of the knockoff Edie McClurg, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Edie McClurg never did a cinematic masterpiece like It's Pat. So let's just put that right out there. Somebody's got It's Pat on their resume other than Quentin Tarantino, and that's Julia Sweeney. So.
Fair point.
You know that the world has come around on Pat, Mike, and now you're
really.
Oh. A documentary came out called We Are Pat earlier this year.
Jesus Christ.
And it's all about comedy and trans and non-binary identity, which is why someone who is both trans and non-binary didn't watch it because I don't care. So there you go. Yeah. I was watching Vegas Vacation instead. so fuck me then.
You want to talk about bad documentaries? The guy that directed this, so he's only got like 5 credits to his name, Steven Kessler. So after Vegas Vacation, before this, he had directed a short in 1991. I don't know how he manages to parlay that into Vegas Vacation in 97. After that, he makes a movie with Jerry Stiller and Janine Garofalo, which I remember getting so much swag for that movie. And just they were so desperate to get it promoted any place that they were sending me shit as a zinester back in 2000. And then after that, he does Paul Williams Still Alive in 2011. Paul Williams Still Alive, I really wanted it to be a documentary about Paul Williams, but it's basically a documentary about Steven Kessler.
Right. It's so fucking weird. Thank God that you brought this up because I was going to. It is one of the worst documentaries I've ever seen.
Agreed. Yes.
Unironically, like it is a worthless documentary because I don't care about you, Steven Kessler. Why would I? You're not Paul Williams.
Yeah. And like the whole thing of like, I thought Paul Williams is dead. I was like, well, guess what? You can look it up on the fucking internet.
I'm glad that 2011 Google didn't exist.
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
PaulWilliamsAlive.com?
Right. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I check it every day. I just like the Instagram now that I follow that's called Is He Dead Yet?
Yeah. No, I don't think I could follow that because it would just be a disappointment.
I know. But
Well,
one of these days,
I was curious because I'm like, I don't know who this person is, which doesn't mean a lot. I mean, he could have had a credit list that was 100 titles long. But that was the thing that worried me at the beginning of this, because when and supposedly it's the same house as the Christmas Vacation house.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's according to the trivia. I don't know, because it looked.
Is that IMDb trivia?
Bright day. I mean, I'm like, oh, this is so flat and bright. This is going to look like a TV movie the whole fucking time. The interior, I don't know if the interior set was designed the same or not. I think because Christmas Vacation seems to be mostly night scenes with some like atmosphere in them.
It's a very fuzzy movie, Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I'm surprised that it's the same place because I don't get that vibe from it at all. This looks like just flat, white, brightly lit TV lighting. And so that's why all the location stuff and everything surprised me. But I thought, oh no, this is going to look like shit the whole time. We're going to have nothing but awful sets. And, I'm sure the hotel rooms are sets. Who knows? Maybe they weren't. Maybe they shot in hotel rooms. I don't know.
They look like sets to me. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they look like sets, but
those views of the Vegas Strip were a little too nice for a hotel room that they would be staying in.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. But so much of it was location shooting that I was like, okay. I'm buying into the facade of this movie now then. That's fine. I can at least believe they shot there.
I can tell you all about Stephen Kessler because I went to KesslerContent.com. Stephen Kessler is an Academy Award and Directors Guild of America nominated director, writer, and producer of film, TV, commercials, and branded entertainment. Films, Paul Williams Still Alive, Vegas Vacation, The Independent. Ads and content include Apple, McDonald's, Condé Nast, Snapple. There we go. HBO, General Motors, Priorities, USA, Taco Bell. Did I already say Taco Bell? Okay.
No.
And the New York Mets. Stephen is the author of Chayat/Day, The First 20 Years, and a co-founder of the nonpartisan nonprofit The Comedy Resistance, which encourages millennial activism. There you go.
That sounds like a group that I wouldn't want to be stuck in a room with, or an elevator, or anywhere near. Lord, millennial activism, boy. Have you met millennials? I have. I am one, and I don't want to be near them. Fucking good Lord. What a weird person to give this movie to.
I totally agree.
Yeah. What a strange
I wonder
choice.
what the connection is there. Maybe he was deep into the Vegas.
I was hired by the Las Vegas Travel Board.
Hey, we got this kid here. He can do it.
Yeah, he's great. I like, speaking of real sets, I like that they shot at Wayne Newton's real house.
Yes.
Shenandoah for fun and festivity.
That is so good.
Yeah. Man, this movie I think this movie has more potential and some really high highs, but the lack of consistency, I don't know if this is my favorite of the original 4 Vacations, but it's the one I've seen the most, even now with Christmas Vacation being a thing that I watch every year. I've seen this movie a lot that I could quote whole scenes verbatim. And again, I chalk it up to the DivX of it all. I'm pretty sure this movie was on DivX when I was growing up. I'm sure it had to have been, and I know I watched it a lot growing up. But it's weird because looking back on it now, the parts of this movie that worked then work now, but the parts of the movie that I didn't realize didn't work then really don't work. And it is a real bummer. Because there are the highs in this movie are really high. Like the things that work really work in my opinion.
I completely agree. I mean, there were so many times where I was laughing and I'm like, what am I doing laughing at this movie? Because there were so many times where I'm groaning and then I'm just like, how are they doing this? How is it so good in some parts and so awful in other parts? It's completely uneven. Because it was just so strange. It was a weird experience, this movie.
Here's my qualifier for any of these films. Would I watch it again? And I would watch this one again. Like if my daughter was like, hey, I didn't get to watch Vegas Vacation with you.
Wow.
I can't imagine her saying that.
Let's take a wager that ever happened. The safest bet of all is that shit's
let's
not
watch
happening.
it.
Hey, Dad.
Let's watch it.
Yeah.
let's watch it. I mean, she likes the first one, and we generally watch Christmas Vacation. If it rolls, it's usually playing somewhere, and it will probably start showing up pretty soon here
today. Yeah.
On, as a suggestion on our streaming services or on our cable. And we'll definitely watch that one. So if that popped up and she'd like, oh, is there another one we haven't seen, Father? Yes, Vegas Vacation you didn't watch with me.
Father, can I have some more vacation content?
Father? This PG Vegas Vacation movie?
I can handle that. Let's go ahead, kid. We'll watch it.
Yes. Well, daughter.
Yeah, I would watch this one again.
Isn't that kind of, though, like the lasting legacy of the vacation movies? Is I think all of them are kind of imminently rewatchable.
I wouldn't watch European Vacation again.
Really?
No.
Really?
No, I still hate that one.
Interesting. I'm so kind of glad in a way that you guys enjoyed this movie more than that one. Because I think in terms of the ones I've seen, the second most, it's probably European Vacation with close tie with Christmas at this point.
That was the one I saw the most because I saw it one time. Before we started this show, I had seen one vacation, and that was Vegas. So
that's right. Yeah.
European, you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. And that was European. And I am, now I'm a fucking expert on vacation movies. So.
We are. I mean, we have to be at this point.
Yeah, I can go on like one of those nerds that know everything shows and just quote all the trivia. So
I couldn't find any information about it because National Lampoon's doesn't exist much longer after this. But I was always curious, like, was there another movie that was was there another one of these? Like, was there an opportunity for them to go and, Griswolds take Tokyo or something like that? Like I couldn't find anything. There's got to have been somebody kicking. I mean, if someone was kicking Fletch the sequel around for fucking 20 years, that people were kicking around a fifth vacation film after this movie,
Right.
But this one doesn't have National Lampoon in the title.
It doesn't, no.
No, it sure doesn't. But it's technically still being made when National Lampoon's is a thing.
And they were making movies at this point. I mean, is this pre-Van Wilder? Yeah. Like they were making, I'm trying to remember who I just interviewed recently who was talking about how they were making a movie for National Lampoon, and National Lampoon came in afterwards, and they added Ludacris to it and they had him do a voiceover, and I was just like, that sounds terrible. And the guy was like, yeah, it was awful. He was like, I was kind of proud of this movie, and then National Lampoon ruined their own film by adding Ludacris to this movie. I was like, okay, all right, great. So they were still doing stuff, and I know Chevy Chase had mentioned wanting to do, was it Swiss Family Griswold, where they're trapped on an island, like shipwrecked on an island, and I could actually see that being good.
Well, did you see Christmas Vacation 2?
No.
That's Christmas Vacation 2. Literally, that is Christmas Vacation 2. It is Gilligan's Island with Randy Quaid and Miriam Flynn.
Oh, okay.
Fucking Fred Ward, and I kid you not, because, this was a thing that the world needed. I believe the chick who played Audrey in the original Vegas Vacation comes back. Dana Brown.
The original Vacation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I remember looking that up when we were talking about that.
Ed Asner.
Because I knew she came back for one of them, and I was thinking it was this one, but you told me it was the Cousin Eddie spinoff.
And Eric Idle is even in it as well, reprising his role as the
coming back. Yeah.
Yeah, that movie's bad, by the way. I actually own that film on DVD, and I owned that film on DVD probably from like 2003. I believe my mom bought it for me whenever it came out.
Surprised you don't own that on DivX.
Oh, God. It was too late. DivX was only around for like a year. Not even a year. It was like 6 months. The most obsolescence ever. This is a disc made to be thrown in the trash.
Yeah.
It's fucking insanity. Can you imagine if that technology existed now? People would be like, this is the most wasteful thing ever. It's like styrofoam containers at McDonald's. How about discs being thrown in the trash intentionally? My God.
I mean, that was AOL's full business model for a long time, wasn't it? Where
That's
it was
true,
like,
yeah.
here, we're going to send you discs. We're going to send you CDs. I mean, I remember people doing art projects with their CDs.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, the 90s were a wild time. This movie, I love that this movie is a part of a time capsule of a very specific time in Las Vegas's culture. That, and you know, to the idea of like, it's a movie that doesn't have any edge. Like, there aren't a lot of movies that show this version of Vegas. Like Leaving Las Vegas, right? Like that's also in the 90s, but that's like not the fun Vegas. And I'm not saying that this is fun per se, but this is like this is the way Vegas probably views itself in the 90s, ideally, right? Like an idealized version. Like there's a place that families could come and lose all their money and win it all back and go home happy. Like I mean, part of that equation probably is true.
Well, the shoe getting gang raped in a hotel isn't part of that. A little bit.
I laughed so hard at that. I laughed so hard at Xander Berkeley as the cab driver, and he makes some horrible remark to her, and I laughed out loud in the movie theater, and I felt so guilty for it, but I thought that was great.
Mark Begley of Wake Up Heavy says, this film is a gas.
Oh my God. I've only seen that movie once.
Same.
I can't do it again.
Which is weird because it's like
of a movie.
And it's like a weird remake of Leaving Las Vegas, right? I mean, it's basically the same movie, I think. Not Leaving Las Vegas, Honeymoon in Vegas.
No, I didn't realize that.
Just kidding.
I was like, I don't think that's true. Did you read this on IMDb?
Yeah, there's a fan theory out there. There's a whole.
Okay.
I made a whole video about it. Yes.
Yeah, the fan theory surrounding Leaving Las Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you look real careful, you see the Nick Cage character. Yeah. Nope.
I'm so glad that we decided to do this show together. I know that we're one episode removed. I am. You fucking might not be, and that's your problem, not mine. I'm never gonna say no to getting to watch movies with my friends, and I'm especially not gonna say no to getting to watch a movie that I never thought I would get to talk about on an episode of anything. Like, what reason would any of us have had to talk about half or more than half of these in any capacity?
Mm-hmm.
None. Like
I asked the same question, I think maybe with a different tone.
Why
would we get together and talk about funny money? Why on earth would anybody do that?
Because you know what they say someone has to at some point, and why not us?
Yeah.
And every movie is somebody's favorite. So somebody loves funny money with all of their whole heart.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And those are the people that leave angry reviews for this show.
For our show. It's like, you guys don't really like Chevy Chase. You don't understand.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't understand his oeuvre.
And if all we ever get are negative reviews, I would totally understand it, because people coming to these because they like Chevy Chase and he can do no wrong are going to be sorely disappointed.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
We ran into that with Rankin on Bass. Like, you know, we had people that were like, hey, you guys don't really like this. I was like, yeah, I mean, that's a valid criticism if you didn't listen to our show. Like,
pretty much everything we've done. I mean, Kolchak, we had people, why are you talking about the show if you don't like it? Columbo, we get feedback on that. So it's just like, okay.
It's a small percent. It's a percent of a percent, you know, that's okay. Like, they don't represent the grand populace of people that listen to this show. So, you know, I think it should be obvious we actually like Chevy Chase. One of us on this show, one of our favorite movies is a Chevy Chase movie. That person being me with Fletch. Like, you think I dislike Chevy Chase? He's in one of my favorite movies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but we can't sit here and sit idly by and watch shitty movies and not comment on it. Come on, funny money. I think for me is, and again, unless The Last Laugh somehow is worse, Funny Money is one of the worst things I've ever watched, and without a doubt, the worst thing we watched on this show. Period.
Yeah.
Guys, we got to wrap up because I gotta go pee so bad I can taste it. So
I wish I was the one tasting it. Surprisingly good for a movie coming this late in our show.
Yeah. I think I'm better off for watching this one.
Yeah.
It was another surprise for me. Like, oh, okay, this ain't all that bad.
Good. I'm that makes me happy. That actually makes me happy. No, I didn't expect you guys to like it, but I'm glad you didn't hate it. So that's right. On the next and final episode of the Chasing Chevy Chase podcast, we're going to be covering The Last Laugh, which features everyone's favorite pairing of Richard Dreyfuss and Chevy Chase. Yikes, what a combo. Until then, where can people find you and the things that you work on, Mike White?
Everything I do is available at weirdingwaymedia.com, which includes, well, this show. So obviously, and then a show that Chris and I do with our friend Richard Haddam is not available at weirdingway.com, but available on our Patreons. That's patreon.com/culturecast and patreon.com/projection booth. And that is Rankin' on Bond, where every month we talk about James Bond movies. And yeah, if we allowed comments on those, it would probably be something like, why are you talking about James Bond when you hate him so much?
What about you, Mark Begley?
My shows, including this one, and From the Files of Police Squad. Let's not forget that. Jim, Cambridge Omashawn, and Wake Up Heavy are all on weirdingwaymedia.com. How about you, Chris Stashu?
Yeah, you guys said it. weirdingwaymedia.com is where you can find all the things that I work on, including this show and the Culture Cast, which I do by myself sometimes and with other people sometimes. And I talk about movies that I probably, according to people who watch and listen to these things, fucking hate. So yeah, that's where you can go to find the things that I work on. Like, rate, and review this show wherever you get it, which is more than likely on iTunes or Spotify, which seems to be the overwhelming place to find things of the audio nature. And yeah, come back on the next episode for the final episode of the Chasing Chevy Chase podcast. Yeah, Mark's ready. He's been done. Mark's been done for a year.
I've been phoning it in for a year.
Yeah, he's been phoning.
Another reason I don't mind the negative reviews, because they're taking my energy off of this.
He's what's the term? He's pulling a Chevy Chase. He's doing a little metatextual dance here, and he's been phoning it in for a while, which is, to say the least, a little apropos given who we've been talking about.
He literally phoned in his voiceover for Oh Heavenly Dog.
Yeah, somehow not phoning it in here. Shocking. But so join us on the next episode where we'll see if Chevy Chase ends on a high note or if we leave on the sour taste in them.
I'm not so expecting much out of this. I'm not. But who knows? I've been pleasantly surprised with this, Nothing But Trouble, and a couple other ones. Like, I didn't hate it. Thank Christ.
And
leave me alone, cat.
And we'll catch you on the next episode.